Hello and welcome to a special episode of the Media Leader podcast. We're coming to you live from the Media Leader Summit in the glorious sunshine from Reba on Portland Place. Jack, are you roasting in the summer heat?
I am very toasty at the moment, but I'm very excited to be here and to talk to leaders from around the industry. And we're going to be interviewing quite a few people, both winners of our Media Leader Awards this year and otherwise just different delegates that are here that might have interesting perspectives on leadership, on the future of the media industry. As always, I'm just really looking forward to have interesting conversations with interesting people.
I think that should be the motto of our events. So stay tuned. We're going to be bringing you some conversations from our very own Media Leader studio, and we'll also be look out on the website for more updates on articles and who the winners are. So stay tuned.
I'm here with Dom Williams, the Chief Revenue Officer of Mail Metro Media. Dom, you've had a great day today. 4 awards from Mail Metro Media, and you also got awarded the Best Media Owner Leader and the Grand Prix. Congratulations. How does it feel to be a big winner at the Media Leader Awards this year?
Over the moon, Jack. And one, I think it's a great event, not just because we've won 4 awards, but this is a testament to the team I work with. It is just about team. Over the last 7 years, we've had to change quickly. We've had to adapt. And I always say that, people come first, clients come first, and test new things. There are 3 core values, and I think this demonstrates with these 4 awards tonight has demonstrated that in abundance.
In terms of priorities, for not just you, but for all media leaders in this industry, what needs to be at the top of the priority list for the next year? And is it something that has fallen off the priority list previously, or is it something new?
I don't think it's fallen off, and it's definitely not new. It goes, and this is not an order, Jack, here. It's testing new things. We're testing video. I want to know what else we're going to be testing. We've got some exciting plans early next year and latter part of this year, as well as the video and podcasts. What's always been fundamental to me and the business, and it's come from the chairman, my CEO, down, is about the people. It's promoting within, it's recognising talent, keeping talent, bringing new talent in if we have to in different areas as we migrate into different fields. That has never come off the agenda. It's never come off my agenda, the people. It's never come off my agenda about testing new things. What I think going forward is that we've got to move quickly, all of us. And as a publisher, we've got to move quicker than we have been, and we're ready to do that.
No, it's all a big competition. Dom, thanks so much for spending some time.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
We're back in the Media Leader studio, and we're being joined by Paddy Affleck of Havas, who was just won Agency Leader of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I was hearing quite a few different things about what should be the top focus for media leaders this year, and what makes a good leader. And so I'm curious what you think, and maybe is it the same as what you heard at Cannes last week?
Well, what I was pleased about back at Cannes was around the fact that what that was about, it's always been about, is a celebration of creativity. And I spoke a little bit about, I was asked that question around some of the things that we're doing to encourage a culture of creativity. And like things like the side hustle that we do, all of these programs are hugely important. I think the most pressing thing for me is still around our people and our talent. We are bringing in new people into our industry, and I want people to be inspired about what our industry can do, what they can do as individuals as they develop and evolve within our industry too. And I think actually just encouraging people to look at our industry and the media industry and be excited by it, be inspired by it, is hugely, hugely important. I think coming out of things like the pandemic, there was always the talk of the fact that obviously there was that big exodus and people were leaving our industry. Well, actually, I'm really, really encouraged that people are coming through, but we just need to think differently as leaders. How do we create new environments that allow these people to thrive? How do we also make them feel empowered to actually feel that they have actually got their say in the shape and the future direction of organisations? And we think that's really important at Havas. We do a lot of work to feel that our people feel included, that there is a culture that enables them to actually feel that they are genuinely contributing. So I think outside of all of the big macro themes that of course we all discuss as leaders impacting our industry and the work we do for our clients, none of us would be here if we didn't have people that really, really believed in what they were doing and believed in the companies they work with and the clients and the partners they work with and for. So,
as we're at the halfway point of the year, what would you like to see more of for the next 6 months?
That's a good question. I think right now, I think there is genuinely going to be a lot of interest and excitement potentially around what we're going to experience potentially with a potential change in government. I think, I'm already seeing it at the moment. There seems to be, versus last year, there's a lot more excitement within the industry. I think there's more consumer confidence right now. There's more advertiser confidence right now. And I think actually it's leading to a lot of clients actually wanting to get back to doing some really exciting work and really sort of taking risks and embracing innovation, embracing creativity. And honestly, this year so far, there's been a huge amount of excitement. I'm really hoping that actually we continue to address that moving into the second half of the year, because I think right now it's one of the best industries to be in, and I'm super excited about that. And I would say that we started the year, it wasn't hugely positive, but I would say that there's a lot of positive optimism out there right now, and I think we need to embrace that as an industry and use that to our advantage.
Yeah, and build on that momentum.
Yeah,
that's the rallying cry for the industry for the rest of the year. Thank you so much, Paddy.
Really happy to be joined by Rob Edwards, Head of Media and Digital from Arla, who's won an award today. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, Advertiser Leader of the Year. And I guess what we're trying to get to the bottom of is, what should media leaders be focusing on this year? There's a lot of noise and a lot of clutter out there. And so I'm just curious from your perspective at Arla, and what do you think should be the top focus or focuses for the industry?
There is a lot of noise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fragmentation. But I think for me, it's the age-old thing around measurement, but it's full funnel measurement. The advent of retail media and the opportunity that provides gives a real kind of lifeline to full funnel measurement, and that needs to accelerate for the rest of the year.
So I think because measurement is such a huge topic for us as a publication, but it doesn't sometimes seem that sexy on paper. But it is still very important for advertisers to know what's happening to their ad spend.
Oh, hugely important. I work for a farming cooperative. We're owned by farmers, so everything we do has to provide a positive response. So measurement's truly important for us, and I need to be confident that where we're spending our money is driving that positive output.
Yeah. So do you think measurement's kind of fallen down that list of what the kind of shopping list, if you like, or has it gone up across the industry?
I think it's always been there, clearly. I think it's gone up again, but I think the one thing that's probably not as high as measurement, and it came out in one of the conversations, is the drive around creativity. For me, measurement's truly important. We need to get everything in a line, but creative drives our industry, and I think the opportunity to be more creative in more places than ever before is really exciting, but it needs to step up.
Yeah, I guess sometimes it's seen as you can use creativity, or you can be creativity or data driven, and sometimes they don't always talk to each other. It seems like an either or choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We talked in one of the speakers talked about performance. Well, outside in the real world, is it performance or creative? And actually, it should be both. Understand what consumers need and want, give them what they want, have personality and authenticity, but measure the output, because if you're doing well, great. If you're not doing so well, optimize and do something different.
Those are some pretty big bits to work on, but I'm sure that we'll get there as an industry collaborative. Thank you, Rob, for joining me.
I'm here now with Thomas Bremond, Chief Revenue Officer for International at FreeWheel. Hope I didn't mispronounce your name too much.
No, you didn't.
Good.
Perfect.
So congratulations, first of all. You've just won a big award here at the Media Leader Awards. In terms of priorities for the next year or so, in the media industry, what should leaders be most prioritizing, and are there things that have fallen down the priority list that really should be reprioritized?
Yeah, another great question. So, priority-wise, I think our utmost priority should be sustainability. Just generally speaking, not sustainability as it relates to the traditional thinking about sort of green policies or things that a business should do to reduce our carbon footprint. Absolutely, 100%. Because it's what builds the business for the future. Again, you're thinking 10 years, 20 years down the line, so we've got to be sustainable. That has got to be, is your business even going to exist in 10 years? Sure, we're not in some businesses that are literally going to disappear. But the way we think about our businesses, I've got to take that into consideration. So sustainability has got to be the number one topic that has got to, be at the forefront of every single agenda item. I've just come back from Cannes last week, and you want to think more of that. Like, sure, the topic
was there not
is
enough?
there. The topic is there. It's on. It's a topic of the conversation, but it's almost like it should be one of the major topics that people discuss. So to me, number one topic is let's bring that back forward. In terms of priority from a business perspective, we at FreeWheel and Comcast work in the world of video, generally speaking. And so, how to continue to make TV absolutely the center of excellence for media is uber important for us. And so I think it's lost a little bit of credibility in terms of its ability to deliver the results compared to some of the other channels. So we want to be able to say, okay, TV is still very relevant. It's front and center in any media plan. And technology is now here to help TV because, frankly, TV was often undermined from a technology perspective when it has all the tools now to make it very relevant at the center of a media plan. So that's got to be a very center and core to our strategy next year.
Mas, merci beaucoup. Thanks so much for
You're
joining
welcome.
me.
De rien.
I'm being joined by Chloë Davies from It Takes a Village Collective. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course, Ella, anytime.
So it's been a bit of a whirlwind of a day, and you were at Cannes last week as well. And so I just wonder if there were any common threads from Cannes to today's event that you saw.
I think that the conversation is still continuing, which has been great. Last week was an immersive experience. We're all overwhelmed, overstimulated, but I left Cannes feeling positive, and I've come here feeling positive too.
On the final panel, they were the leader winners, whether they're agency, media owner, tech. They all had their vision for what the top focus should be.
Absolutely.
And I think talent still kind of carried across, and people was a really big thing.
Absolutely.
Are there any other top focuses for the industry, or do you like that we should be looking at?
I think mine is consistent throughout the whole year, which is hold the line.
Yeah.
We're in a time where we've been in it's such a year of change, and so it's really about how we hold the line as an industry and continue to consistently do the work. And I think that came across from everybody in that, that what got them to their wins today was that they dug deep, they were consistent, and they held the line in their own businesses and focused it on people over profit.
I do think that there's a big thing of like you want to build on your milestones and build momentum.
Absolutely.
You don't want to go backwards, and I think the IPA census, as we both know, has shown that there is a retention issue.
Absolutely.
And especially among ethnic minorities in the industry, and so we have to make it an attractive place to work.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's especially what Paddy Affleck from Havas was speaking to. Like, we have to empower people.
Absolutely.
And that should be a focus for the industry.
Absolutely, and especially within the the Havas realm, I know Tam and Fox really well, and that's their ethos, that bread and butter. So the fact that ripples through is fantastic.
And I think, do you think it's been maybe not deprioritized after the pandemic years, or in terms of the conversations around inclusion are not what they were, say, last year?
I don't think it's been deprioritized. I think it's what's your actual real understanding. I think, we threw the whole world into a place of education that not everybody was informed in. So 4 years on, it's how has everyone been consistent and really carried on the learnings and the teachings that they learned then and did that every year. And I think that hasn't always been consistent. So I don't think that it is... we don't know. I think it's a new language, a new practice, and we just have to hold the line to it.
And we're now at the halfway point of the year. I can't believe I'm saying that. But what would you like to see more of, less of, for the rest of the year?
Do you know what I'd love to see for the rest of the year? Keep the energy up. I think in the middle of the year, I'm really pleased with where we've got to, how I feel, how the industry feels. It feels really intentional. Cannes last week, as much as there is so much about Cannes that could be changed, what was so positive for me was it felt like the most inclusive, most representative, most diverse year that I've been to Cannes now. So it's that energy. Keep that energy up. Keep the conversations up. Spaces like this that have always been having those conversations and really pushed the needle. I'd love to see that come home for the next 6 months.
Thank you so much, Chloë.
My pleasure.
I'm joined by Cath Waller from Immediate Media. Thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, pleasure, Ella.
So you're a regular at our events. So what was your top takeaway from today?
Well, I think it was fantastic to see so many people in the room on such a hot day as well. Amazing. And I think the spread of winners, showcasing, from kind of trust to sustainability to really key important things, and particularly the young talent that was in the room as well, which is so important for our industry.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that kind of answers the next question, but what do you think should be the top focus for media leaders this year, if there is just one? There could be multiple.
Yeah, I think it's hard to pick just one, if I'm honest, but certainly from a publishing point of view, media publishing and particularly magazines, I think that I know we had it last year and probably the year before, but trust is so important and way more important than it's been in previous years, I would say. With generative AI and deepfake and all the stuff that's coming down the pipe, there is, and half the world going to the polls in the next year, including our country. There's never been a more important time, I think, for media and publishing to be really strong and really accountable and really talk about as a strong voice about what we offer and what we provide for the world, and that's really important to me.
And do you think that trust has kind of fallen down the agenda a bit? Oh, it's not where it should be in terms of the priority list.
I think that we talk about it a lot, but we don't. It doesn't seem to be impacting because we haven't stopped the rise of deep fake and fake news, and so we talk about it. I think that it's time that people started taking some action, and that we had a much stronger voice about how important independent publishing is to democracy and to the world.
And obviously we are speaking a week before the general election, and on one of the panels today they were also talking about the US presidential election. So there's a lot of things happening this year. We've got the Euros going on, the Olympics and the Paralympics happening later this year, but what would you like to see more of for the rest of the year from this halfway point?
There's a lot of negativity and there's a lot of confusion, both for consumers and for media owners and for everybody else. So I'd like to see some stability, but also some positivity. We are a great industry. We have great people in it, as today has shown, and we have great environments, trusted environments that people want to engage with, and it's our role to keep providing that. So I'd like to see some positivity, some focus on how great we are as an industry, I'm looking forward to it.
I think that's a really good note to end on. Thank you so much, Cath.
Thank you.
Thanks again for listening to the Media Leader podcast. If you like what you hear, guess what? You can read our stuff at our website, themedialeader.co.uk, where you can sign up to our daily newsletter in the UK of analysis, opinion and commentary about what's going on in media and advertising. You can also find us on YouTube. We are posting video interviews and clips from our live events. And don't forget to check out our LinkedIn page, which is often a very interesting way to see what people in the industry are saying about our articles and the issues we write about. Anyway, get back to work. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.